Hi everyone, it's Charlotte from At Charlotte's House, and I am getting ready for my spring home tour, which means lots of plants. And today I'm going to show you how I made this fun Kokedama Japanese moss ball. I don't know if I said that the right way, but I'm loving these. They're really easy. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm going to show you how. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you need is you need to pick the right plant, and I do not have a green thumb, so I basically pick the plants that are least expensive in the garden store. These are pretty hardy. Ferns are good for this. The only plants you can't use for these moss balls are succulents. It's going to be too wet for the succulents, so stick with things like ferns. I know I have one of these that I haven't killed. I think I call it a spider plant. And then this is just a staghorn fern. So like I said, ferns are pretty good. Anything that's hardy and does well with moist soil. So what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need some sheet moss. I'm gonna put a link to this product in the video description so you can order from the same place that I did, but I suspect that a lot of garden stores will have this, so just look for sheet moss. I've soaked my moss and it makes it a little bit more malleable, so I suggest doing that. So the proper way to make these is to actually mix in a little bit of peat to make the soil have a little bit more of a consistency like clay. And there is a special soil mixture that you can look up. So if you want to Google Kokedama, you're going to find lots of different scenarios. I'm cheating. I'm just using the moss ball and the soil that the plant comes in, but I needed to mention, I'm cheating. So I'm going to get enough moss to wrap around the root ball. So this is pretty dry right now, which is not ideal. So I'm going to use my sink and just try to moisten it a little bit. It's just easier to manipulate. So once you have your damp soil on your plant, I'm going to wrap the moss around it, and then I'm going to rip the moss because I don't need this whole sheet. This is nylon string from the craft store in the floral department, so it's clear and a little bit sturdier. And I'm going to start by just cutting one length, and I'm going to put it just right around the middle, and that's just going to hold that moss in place. So now that I have that sort of secure, I'm going to go around it with more nylon, and I'm going to wind it a little more thoroughly. I'd say I wrapped it around, I don't know, maybe a dozen times. You really can't see it, so it doesn't matter how many turns you make. You just want to make sure that you have it nice and secure. And then I'm going to tie off my end. And then it's dirt, so you can just squeeze it until it's the shape that you like. To keep these viable, all I want to do is probably once a week, I'll dunk these to soak them, and then I'll give the moss a little bit of a spritz just to keep it damp. Doesn't that look pretty? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.